Hi.
Welcome back to the session.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good.
Good. So I know it's redundant because every time we've been meeting, I say the same thing, like almost in the beginning, but just so that way you're aware, and so like this is your safe zone. Everything you say here stays here. But if something happens where you say something that's harm or dangerous to you or someone else, I will have to report that. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for hearing that, even though I repeat that all the time. But yeah. How has your week been since the last time I seen you?
Good. Hot.
Yes.
Way too hot. So I've been like kind of tired and like lethargic. But other than that, good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this weather's just been
Too hot.
Too hot. Too hot. Happy first day of summer.
Yeah. Summer solstice.
Yes. How I know from the last time we met, I know we talked about your whole traveling, going to Washington D.C., how it was like good and it turned bad, and you were waiting for your luggage at that point.
So I did get it back.
Good.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Good. I don't have to wait for it anymore, so that was good. It was just a day late, which was, I mean, it was annoying, obviously, you know that, but it came and it was right on my doorstep at like 11:30, which was late, but at least it came, so I was fine with that.
Yeah, I remember last time you were saying that you were worried that they might give you like the wrong luggage.
Yeah.
So they got it right this time?
They got it right.
Good.
Yeah.
So you still have faith in Southwest?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's good.
They have redeemed themselves.
Yeah. You're still optimistic? That's awesome. Okay, so, with your luggage, have you unpacked yet?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't washed the laundry, but
yeah.
I took it out of the suitcase and put it away. But
what do you think, what's easier, or what's more difficult for you, packing or unpacking?
Packing for sure, because I think I tend to overthink like what to pack. Because sometimes I'll pack always I will pack way too much, and I realize that when I get to the place.
Yeah.
But it's because I like to have options for like outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, well, what if I feel like wearing these that day? You know, you never know.
There's a lot of things to consider. Like you said, it's not always, you never know. You want to make sure you're prepared, right?
Yes.
You never know if you need this or the weather. The weather's so unpredictable, you don't know if it's going to be hot, especially when you travel.
Right.
I tend to overpack, but it's always good to be overpacked and underpacked,
Right.
Yep. Yeah, so packing, you said packing is harder for you, and unpacking is better. Yeah, I'm the opposite. Like, I love packing, and it'll take me weeks to unpack.
Wow.
No, not me. Until I realize I'm losing a shirt, and I don't know where to find it, and I look at my luggage, and it's there.
Yeah.
So, it's good. I think, too, it kind of matches with your excitement to go on trips. Like, you're excited to pack, and then... Oh, no, you're not excited to pack.
No.
Sorry, I'm excited to pack.
I mean, I like to pack, but it's stressful to have to think of, like, especially because that trip was like a 6-day trip.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, but I had to think per day what I'm going to pack, and that's hard.
And you said you had a wedding that time. Yeah. So you have to pack your shoes,
nice
your
clothes,
dress, or whatever you wore. Yeah. No, I get it. I understand. Do you feel like when you unpack, that helps you like transition back
home? For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's why I pack. I'm able to unpack so fast because it's like, okay, put everything back, and now I'm just home now. You know, like the trip's over, like it's officially over, and I'm now back to doing the everyday at home.
That's a good way of, a smooth transition back to reality, right?
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why I don't like to unpack, because I'm still stuck in vacation mode. No, it's good that you're aware of that's your way of preparing yourself for going back to school or work. But that's good. So, speaking of packing and unpacking, have you ever been on a deserted island or a desert island? No. Have you been on an island?
No.
No.
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah. So that's something you have to think about. If you were to ever go on an island, you have to think of what to pack, right?
Yeah.
What would you think you would need?
Well, I've had this question asked to me before, like, you know, like for games and stuff, like they're playing around. But I think that I would pack some books, and then probably like a mirror to like signal we're out.
Oh, that's good.
When I'm ready to leave.
Yeah. Wow, so you've been asked this. Okay, so maybe you're going to be more familiar with the activity we're going to do.
Okay.
So this has to do with packing, and I know you said you do not like packing, so hopefully this will kind of help you understand yourself more, why maybe it's stressful for your packing. But yeah, so I'm going to give you a worksheet, and it's going to be about the items you would bring to a desert island, okay? So it's the whole packing procedure, but you're only able to take a limited thing, like only some things you can bring. So I'm going to give you the paper, and I'll give you time to fill it out, and it's okay if you need time thinking of it. It's okay if you need a little more time to think on some of them. So no rush. So have fun, okay?
Read books. Okay. One survival item. Yeah, okay, we can do it. One game. This is fun. I like this.
That's good. I'm glad you're not stressing out. I know you said packing is very stressful for you, but I'm glad you're having fun with this.
Okay, how long? Okay, actually I'm gonna choose this. How long? Like survive, like someone finds me, or like until I die?
That's a good question. Thank you for asking that.
Survive.
Yes, survive. Good. How long do you think you would survive? I guess let's keep it optimistic and that you
Till I get rescued.
Till you get rescued.
Okay. I think that I could do 2 months before I go crazy. So I would have to be, you know, rescued within 2 months.
Okay.
Okay.
And so you're okay answering these? Nice. So I'm good. We'll go over the list, and then for each one you tell me why. Okay. So for the 3 books you said you would bring The Great Gatsby. I know we talked about that in the first session we had. Swiss Family Robinson, and a book on astrology.
Yep.
And you said any book.
Any book.
Okay, so why would you bring The Great Gatsby?
So I read that book almost 10 times.
Okay.
Because I like to read it every time I move into like a different chapter or a different like stage in my life, or if I feel like something's different, I like to read that. So obviously, if I'm on a desert island, it's a very different chapter in my life. But it's cool because every time I've read that book, I've identified with a different character. Like a different character's life, speaks to me in that way. But I haven't identified as Jay Gatsby yet, or with him yet. So I'm like, I wonder when that will happen, if that'll happen.
Okay, so you said that every time you are entering a different chapter in your life, you read it and you identify with a different character every time.
Yeah.
Okay, so and you said you haven't identified with the main character.
No, not yet.
Do you think? I mean, why do you think that? Why do you think you haven't?
I don't know, because I think with like identifying with them, like I can see where they're coming from, basically. Like, let's say Nick, the main, well, not the main, but the writer or the narrator, he is like on the outside looking in on this like weird, rich people, like weird world that's so different from his, and so I've felt like I've been that before, but with Jay Gatsby, it's just kind of like he's a millionaire, billionaire even, and he does like shady stuff to get there, so I don't know, but there's not really much in the book about like how he's thinking, because he's like a character that's being observed, not like a character that's actually speaking. So I don't know, it's not enough in the book, I think, or maybe not enough in my life.
That's a good observation. Like you said, he's a millionaire, he does shady stuff, so
and I'm neither one of those.
You want to. Anybody would like to be a millionaire, right?
Just not the shady stuff.
The shady stuff. Yeah. So that's a good. That's an identification in yourself where you don't identify with him.
Yeah.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
The millionaire part, right?
Right.
So good sharing on that. Good observation. That's really interesting. I like how you're so in tune with it. With Swiss. So why would you bring Swiss Family Robinson?
So do you know what that story is? Okay, so they're out on an island, surviving, and like, cause they're like shipwrecked or something, and then they build a huge tree house, and I think that it would be helpful.
It'd be helpful.
And cool, like it's a story to like lighten the situation.
Yeah, and I feel deserted. Yeah, you're right. They're on an island. You're on an island.
Yep.
They survive. You're gonna have to survive on the island.
Yeah.
And I feel like it seems like you like to read books where you can identify with the characters a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel that makes sense. If you're gonna be stuck on an island, you might as well learn from the Swiss Family Robinson book. Good. So anything else with that?
No, and I like it. That's enjoyable.
That's good. I'm glad you like books. And then you said any book on astrology. Why?
So if it's gonna be on a desert island, there's gonna be no light pollution, so you can see all the stars. So being able to like read about them or like identify them and see them.
Yeah.
One, you would know the direction in which you're facing, so might be helpful for some reason. I don't know, but it's just I like stars, so it'd be cool to reference them in the sky from the book. So.
I feel like I would not have thought of that. Like I feel like these books that you're bringing, it's gonna help you keep you who you are. Yeah. You wanna identify, like The Great Gatsby is your favorite book you mentioned. Why wouldn't you want to take your favorite book on the island, right? And the Swiss Family Robinson, so that way you can identify and it's more familiar, like you can learn from them, from that book. And then with the book, or the astrology, you said you like stars, and you're making the best of what your situation is. Yeah. That's really good. You're, like I've said in the other session, you're very optimistic in your certain situations. Okay, moving on to the next question. It was one survival item, and you put knife or machete.
Yeah. Something sharp.
Something sharp?
Basically something sharp to I assume that I'm gonna have to catch my own food, so whether that be fish in the water or like animals on land, I'm gonna have to skin them. Yeah. That's gross, but gotta do it.
So that's good that you're thinking of as in it's gonna be used as a tool. Yep. And I feel like a lot of people will go to use it as a weapon. Like they would think they would have to use it as a weapon. Yeah. I mean, it could be either or.
But
No, that's good that you're thinking for food. You are really thinking about survival.
This is also like the best scenario for an introvert because it's like there's no people. Like 0 people. So it's like it's not that big of a deal for me.
You're okay being.
I'm like, sounds good.
Oh,
when can I
that's
do this?
True. You had mentioned that you like working by yourself before you share with other, like if you had to work in a group. Good. And then one extra piece of clothing, you put a wide brim hat, waterproof and cooling.
Yeah. So, have you seen those before?
Are they like, they look like
they look like fishing hats,
okay.
but you put them in water and then you put it on and it cools
yes,
So I think that would be helpful.
True. You're on a desert.
Yeah.
And you need to stay cool.
Yep.
That's good. Good. Very.
I've thought about this before.
I can see that. And one game you said cornhole. Isn't that a 2-player game?
Could be, but it doesn't have to be.
That's true. So why would you bring that one?
I just like that game. So I was gonna say cards at first, but then I'm like, what if you lose one card? Then your whole deck is screwed up. But cornhole, it's kind of like you can even make cornhole. You could use like a coconut or something.
No.
You know? So
I
may not even have to bring it. Yeah.
You can get crafty on the island.
Yeah.
And then one other item, you said mirror. I know you mentioned it before, but why would you bring the mirror?
So the mirror could act as a way to signal, like either a plane or a ship or something, or you could use it to reflect and make fire.
That's good. I need you on my team, Survivor. Or you should try out for that. When you're able to.
Yep.
Okay. You really have thought about this stuff.
Yes, I have.
And then the question is, how long do you think you would survive on a desert island? And you said 2 months.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe more.
Did your answer change after we went through this list?
Yeah.
And like you're able to talk your answers out?
Yep.
So how long do you think?
I think the max would be 4.
4.
But because I can't see myself like staying sane after 6 months. So like maybe max would be 6, but I think like in the 5th month I would start to lose my mind and like, you know, because as an introvert I like to be alone, but if I'm alone too much, it's not good. Like if I spend too much time with people, I'll get cranky. But if I don't spend enough time with people, I'll still get cranky. So like I have to like find
to have a balance.
Yeah, like I can't be alone all the time. You know?
Yeah. So you're saying like you would love it for maybe like 2 months being by yourself, and then after that you're like you need a way to
Yeah.
It's a good thing to be aware of what. Be aware of your own feelings. Being aware of what can set you off and what can keep you at ease. And like you said, you need a balance. Like you're okay being by yourself, but then you also are gonna, after a while, you're gonna long for company.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's normal. What do you think?
I think it's normal.
Yeah. I think we're all supposed to be, interacting with each other. I think we learn from each other.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
Yeah, that's a long time for us to not really talk to anybody.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Except yourself, and that's probably, I mean, it's good for a little bit, but
yeah,
you
might want to change one of your items to a volleyball, Wilson. Have you seen that movie? Yeah. That's good. I'm glad that you're really aware and you're on survival mode about anything. You know, like you talked about packing like last week, and now going over this, you changed it from 2 months to 4 months. That means you're more confident in yourself and how you are about packing. Do you feel like going through this now that packing is easy for your next trip?
Maybe, I don't know. Every trip is different.
Yes, that's true. Well, yeah. How did you like this activity?
I liked it. It was fun to think. I mean, again, as an introvert, like it's fun to think about stuff like that. It's like every introvert's dream. Like we will daydream about like, oh, it would be so nice to be on an island right now.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it was fun. I like to think of. I like to think that I would be a really good survivalist, but then I realized that I don't like bugs, so I may not survive. But if it's like a beach desert, there's not very many bugs there, like a beach island. So I
You're
would
right.
think, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's another thing.
Yeah.
That's good that you're a problem solver.
Yeah.
And you're thinking of any little thing. But if you were only limited items, you would have to think what's more important, the bug spray or.
Right. The mirror is better, I think.
You can burn your bug away.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, we're almost out of time here, so I just, going back on checking in on you, is there anything else you want to share, or?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, so like I've always tried to remind you at the end of the sessions, you know where to find me or my office is if ever you need to see me before our session. Okay, you can try to call me at the office number, or like I said, try to make an appointment. I like to try to check in with all my clients, like throughout the week, especially I try to pop my head in classrooms or in the hallways. But like I said, if anything you need, I'm here. Okay. And then for next session, I really like to see how happy you get talking about The Great Gatsby. Okay, so you mentioned how you like to you identify every time with each character. So I want you to bring the book next week, and then you can share with me more like on your favorite parts, or just even we can just go from there about the different characters. And maybe by next week you might have gone through a different chapter and read it all over again.
Yep.
Okay, so that'll be next week. That's your homework. So I will see you next week.
Yes, we'll do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Later.
Bye.